Incredible. The door you have discovered has taken on the appearance of a face. It is silent, however, and almost seems to be waiting for something. It is a stone face. It is. Do you want to find out if it bites?
Yes.
Do you?
Greetings. I am King Graham of Daventry. Would you by any chance know of the way to a strange island on which stands a quartz tower in which a beautiful woman is being held captive?
You feel more than a little foolish. Surely a door, even one with a face, would neither hear nor understand you.
I am the door of destiny. I am sought out by many, found by few, and opened by none so far. For indeed, only once can I be opened. Such is the magic that I am. Through me will you find the destiny you seek, if you cannot perform a task.
Anything!
You feel intense exuberance that you have come so close to your goal in such a short time.
You must bring me the gems of nature.
I beg your pardon?
The stone door rumbles from deep within. For a time, it says nothing, and then...
Gems of three I ask of thee to fetch, collect, and bring to me. In water shall you find the first, though not the type to quench your thirst. Spy the second, high in the sky, with wings or no, thou still must fly. Through swampy mire, so it is heard, in lone dark castle lies the third. Should you succeed, my noble king, to your fair maiden I will bring. I warn you though, you should beware, a danger cloaked awaits you there.
Without warning, the stony face falls silent. As you watch, it gradually smooths out to become the mountainside face once more. You notice that, within the door, 3 shallow indentations have sunk into the rock's surface. Presumably, the 3 gems of nature must fit here. Now all you have to do is find them. How did that poem go again?
Did you write all that down? Because I did not. I definitely understood most of it though. It says the first one's in the water, the second one's in the air, and the third one is in the castle. Then we bring them back, plug them in there. The door will whisk us away to the Enchanted Isle, where we'll find a danger cloaked, which is very different.
The door of destiny has nothing more to say. The door of...
Alright, let me just make a very quick load. What I might do just to fill is I'll put a photo of my map in here so far. That's what I've drawn so far. Let me just load because I want to cross the bridge once and speak to the door. I've got a feeling that that's going to be very important. I may as well get this done immediately, but I do not want to cross that bridge about 10 or 20 times before I do it. Let's just cross it once. Back in a sec.
Greetings. I am King Graham of Daventry.
I can't
Would you
skip
by
any of this.
chance know of the way to a strange island on which stands a quartz tower in which a beautiful woman is being held captive?
I can't skip
You
any of
feel
this.
more than a little foolish. Now all you have to do is find them. How did that poem go again?
Don't know, don't care. I wasn't paying attention the second time around. Okay, let's go. I did see something a little bit interesting on my way here, which I feel the need to point out. Please don't die because I didn't save. Was that here before?
A piece of paper has blown here in the wind.
That was not there before.
The paper is torn and dirty. It looks like a flyer of some sort. You smooth out the torn and tattered paper and read, "Curios I have, to the town do come, awaiting I am."
Maybe the old lady at the antique shop?
The paper is torn and dirty. It looks like a flyer of some sort. The basket is filled with yellow flowers. You smooth out. The basket has been woven from wicker and straw. It is very well crafted.
Alright, let me just overwrite this one because I do not want to lose my progress. Yeah, along the way here I saw something, but ultimately it didn't lead to anything. Just down here and to the left. This is where we were originally attacked by the enchanter. There is a log here. I saw the hole first.
There's a log nearby.
And I can look in the hole.
You peer into the log, but see nothing of interest.
And it turns out it's absolutely nothing. Ah!
You have run into...
Alright, let's get out of here. Head north. I love the way the music sort of has a little outro there. Oh, okay, that might be the dwarf's treehouse.
3 gold coins shimmer in a nearby patch of grass.
Is that a trap?
High in the treetop, a rope is tied to a branch.
This is a trap, isn't it?
You notice a thick rope dangling loosely against the trunk of the tree. Upon closer inspection, you see that the rope actually runs away from the tree and into the thick grass on the forest floor. This is obviously a trap.
I knew it, damn it. Alright, well, we need to set it off at least once.
Oh no, you've been caught in a trap. Whoever set it will probably return soon.
Dwarf, enchanter. I imagine it's a dwarf, yep.
Ah, marvelous. What a catch.
That accent, though.
I feel like a bit of target practice.
Jesus!
There are safer ways to trigger a trap, or didn't you notice it?
I noticed a trap, but I didn't think of a way of actually triggering it.
Pulling on the rope would undoubtedly trigger the trap, and then you'd be snared. You're not exactly sure what this particular trap does to its victims, but you're certain that allowing them to escape again isn't the answer. That will not work with the gold coins.
I was going to use a sword to sort of flick the gold coins away, but that works equally as well, I guess.
As you pick up the gold coins, they suddenly turn dark. Now they resemble ordinary metal. Wait a minute. This isn't gold. It's fool's gold.
What on earth do we need this stuff for?
The gold has now gone dark and resembles ordinary worthless metal. This is fool's gold, which would make you quite the fool.
I already know that game.
The rope has been severed and the trap is now ineffective.
And now the dwarf is going to starve.
You don't need the rope. You don't need the rope. Trying to find Forrester? He's not here.
Who? Alright, let's take a look around.
It is a grand tree with a little door built into its trunk. How curious. The tall trees of the forest tower high above the land of Kalima. This large fallen log is all that remains of a once grand tree. These plants have long... There are many gray rocks lay scattered throughout the forest. The rope has been severed. You are traveling through Weirwood Forest. Indistinctive trees surround you in all directions. To the north, you notice an unusual tree with a curious door built into its trunk.
So, judging by the southeast-southwest comments, I think we're directly in the center of the forest. Anything inside the log?
You peer into the log, but see nothing of interest.
I can see your ass there, Graham.
You peer into the log, but see nothing of interest.
Don't mind me.
It would be fun to climb. You like the plants just where they are.
Okay, let's go west to the left.
A path runs through to the north and south of here. Weirwood Forest looms ahead to the north, beckoning adventurous travelers to enter.
And yes, I thought I was still in the forest, on the western edge.
A largely unattended bush grows in the corner of the fenced property. The tree to the west stands in a corner of the fenced property.
The root is growing through the fence.
This large fallen log is all that remains of a once grand tree. This large...
Anything in here?
You peer into the depths of the dark hole. As luck would have it, you discover a beautiful set of earrings hidden inside. Each one is laced with glittering diamonds and contains a lovely blue sapphire stone in the center. Perhaps someone stashed them here. At any rate, you take them into your possession.
That, King Graham, is theft.
This stump is too heavy for one man to lift.
Nothing else?
This log has already revealed its only secret to you.
Okay, so we did not find the bracelet or whatever it was in the clamshell, but we found some earrings in a log.
The diamond and sapphire earrings are very delicate. Each earring has a large sapphire surrounded by glittering diamonds.
We found the earrings in the chest in the dwarf's place in the original.
The faint breeze from the sea still feels fresh here. Don't bother moving the rock. It would be fun.
Okay, score. If I go left, I'm going to find the cottage. Let's go north.
A large lemon tree grows by the path.
When life gives you lemons.
You reach out and pluck a large, juicy-looking lemon from the tree.
What the hell is this stuff and why has it been added to the new version? This should take me to the lake. Let me just confirm. Yes, good.
A winding path twists around the trees and bends through the forest. Several smaller lemon trees grow near the path. Their fruit has not yet ripened.
Everything about this feels different.
Bushes abound in the forest. It would be fun. The path runs north, deeper into the forest. You are traveling through Weirwood Forest. To the west lies a serene little lake. A path runs north and south here, and several lemon trees grow nearby. You won't be needing another lemon.
How do you know that game? Can I go east here? From that description, I'm going to say no. I can. That takes me to the treehouse. Just writing that down.
Evidently, this tree forms part of a subterranean dwelling. How ingenious! A chimney protrudes from the trunk of the tree.
That's the first thing I saw in the original as well.
What is this? There's a door built into the trunk of a large tree. It appears to be closed. Many trees. The forest continues further to the north. You are in the middle of the forest. A path lies a short way to the west, and a large tree with an inset door dominates the area. The forest. You are in the... It would be fun. It is too narrow to climb into, even if you could reach it, which you can't. It would be fun. It is high, vertical, and there are no footholds. Do you still think you can climb it?
That sounds like a challenge. Before I go inside, I would love to know if I can go right to the east. I can. So if I go south, that should take me back to the bridge. No, that's the center of the forest. That's where I found the, use my words, that's where I found the basket.
You peer into the depths of the chasm. That is one long drop.
Indeed.
Bushes abound in the forest. You have reached the eastern end of the forest. Passage to the east is barred by a chasm. Were you to proceed in that direction, you would undoubtedly experience a sudden and fatal drop. Ahead, you see a fork in the path. It extends to the east, west, and north.
We can go east here? Bullshit.
You have reached bushes.
I've got to try it. Okay, never mind, we're going to the next screen. Okay, so if I just go left very quickly, I'm not mapping this out. Not yet, anyway. If I go south here, that should take me back to the treehouse. Alright, so let's check you out.
What is this? There's a door.
Can we open the door?
You rap on the treehouse door and wait a moment, but get no response. You rap on...
You know what to do. Break the door down.
Brandishing your sword might make you appear an accomplished fighter, but you will not make many friends by being careless with it. Besides, it's valuable. Take care of it.
We cannot go inside the treehouse yet. Alright, so...
You have come upon a quick little dwarf. Dwarves have a bad reputation for stealing treasure. Be careful.
It's so nice not having to do anything. My hand was off the mouse. Okay, let's go left 2. Then up 1. It's really throwing me that this is part of the shoreline. King Graham? I should have gone up at the lake very clearly. Coming this way was a mistake. Awesome, I believe I have your basket here.
You can't. You hand the basket to Possum.
Thank you, kind sir. Please take this flower. I'm afraid it's all I have to give you.
It is more than enough. I notice that you have picked only yellow flowers.
Of course. Is it not customary for one to pick yellow flowers for another who's gravely ill?
Certainly it is. I'm sorry to hear about your grandma, Possum.
Thank you. Goodbye.
They also symbolize reunion, believe it or not.
The yellow flower is very pretty, but has a sickly smell. She loves you not.
Can I eat the flower?
This flower has a sickly smell, which is probably why it represents sickness.
No, that's just a normal flower smell, Graham. Alright. Let's check out the next row. The back of Hagatha's cave.
To the north, you notice a little clearing near the back of a small cave. In their ongoing effort to grow wild and free, vines have tangled their way around the thick trunk of this tree. They are also beginning to slowly cover the nearby rocks. There is an enormous rock mound nearby. Vines and creepers run down it and twist through the cracks and crevices. Beneath the mound are some smaller stones.
Can I have one?
You try to lift the stone, but it will not budge.
Can I use my sword to get a force advantage over that rock?
You consider following. Brandon. There's no.
The fact that he's attempting it is curious.
These plants, the tree is unclimbable and the vines are unattainable.
Okay, making a note of that. Let's go to the right. We've been here very briefly, I believe. No, we have not. Never mind.
Gray rocks litter the forest floor. A winding path twists around the trees and bends through the forest. You are traveling through Weirwood Forest. Trees and thick foliage surround you in all directions. To the southeast, you can just make out a door built into the side of a tree.
That is literally to the southeast. We need to go south and then east, or east and then south.
It would be fun to climb They're drawn on so they cannot be moved. Wait for the 3D version. You like the plants just where they are. You push the bush.
Once again, very curious. So we've definitely been... can we go north? We can go north from the previous screen. Let me just put that on my map. We can definitely go east here. I've been here. We can go north.
Many trees. You are traveling through Weirwood Forest. A path runs through here, coming to a fork in the area to the immediate east. To the south, you notice a tree with a curious door built into its trunk.
And over here we had a sign that said town.
There's nothing interesting about this old log.
Lies. I'm going to investigate.
Don't bother moving the log.
Damn you.
Don't. The sign reads town. There's no need to realign the sign. It's fine. There is a small clearing nearby, but the forest grows thick again just ahead of it.
That's got to lead towards a swamp, very clearly.
You are traveling through Weirwood Forest. The path comes to a fork here.
Okay, if that's part of the forest, then the forest is at least 4 screens tall. That's our monastery? That looks gloomy as fuck. And it looks like this might actually be a dead end now. Okay, that's good.
Trees seemingly form a wall here, barring your passage to the north.
And the east.
A few sizable plants grow around the church. Trees seemingly You have come to the Church of Colima. It is said that all are welcome, and that the monks living here often help those in need. A large brass bell sits atop the church. The symbol of the common religion has been affixed to the apex of the church's roof. Your association with it forms part of your duty as a monarch. A beautiful stained glass window depicts a radiant full moon. It is certainly one of the more unique images you have seen on a church. These windows have been boarded up. You wonder if there's been some vandalism in the recent past. Surely no one would think to damage a church.
Once again, it's 2024.
You can see inside when you look in the window. It is hard to notice details, though.
That's straight out of the original.
A decrepit old fence stands as a relic from better times, for the church, at least. Trees seem... Here, the overgrown path's deviation has led to the Church of Colima. A few sizable plants grow around the church.
All right, let's try climbing things.
The monks who inhabit the church may not appreciate you removing their fence, bent and twisted though it may be. Leave them be. You decide to leave the boards where they are. There's nothing to do there. Even if you were able to reach it, you would not dare deface the church. You would sooner discard all your earthly possessions than damage a stained glass window. You are not Laura Bow, so you do not need a bell.
Were those games any good? I've definitely heard of them. I might have played a demo at one point, but I don't remember them at all. Were the Laura Bow games any good? Let me know in the comments, please. And no, I'm not trying to manipulate the algorithm by saying that.
There's nothing to do there. Attempting to clean the window does not help a great deal. Someone might not be pleased if the bushes were to suddenly go missing.
All right, fine, I'll knock on the door.
The door appears to be barred from the inside. The church must not be open at this time.
Or not.
The door...
Okay, so we've got a treehouse, a cottage, and a church, and a cave, which we cannot enter at this time. Well, let's head into town. What would a town even consist of? The only major amenity we found in the original was the cottage and the church or the monastery. We did not find anything else.
There is a sizable hole in one of the trees.
There wouldn't happen to be a mallet in there, would there?
When you peer into the hole of the pine tree, you see a mallet lying there. You pick it up and take it with you.
Right, we are prepared for Dracula.
There is a sizable hole in one of the trees. There is nothing else in the hole.
Oh.
There is nothing in this knot hole.
Dang it.
It would be fun. You are in a heavily wooded area of the forest. It would be easy to get lost amongst the trees if it wasn't for the path running north and south of here. Passage to the east and west is blocked by an enclosure of trees. To the north, you can see the entrance to a small town. To the south, the path leads into a stretch of even thicker forest.
From whence we came. We can't go east or west here? Really? You say that game, but I'm going to try it. We cannot. So this is a north-south path only.
You are in a bushes. One of the trees here seems to be growing around some rocks.
Can I grab the rocks?
The large mound of rocks here has failed to prevent this majestic tree from thriving to a grand old age. This rock group has already achieved tremendous results by going out on a limb. There's no way you can make them branch off in separate ways, and they don't want to play rock and roll at the moment. So leave the stones alone.
Enough. I have regrets, chat.
You like the plant. This tree has a large knothole on its side. Bushes, these plant bushes.
At least the game didn't say it's a knick-knack. Kalima. Ooh, that K. That's some lovely asset reusage right here.
It is likely that this haystack was piled here by farmers from the town. A faded blue sheet has been tightly stretched across it to prevent the straw from blowing away in the wind.
Cool, can I have it?
Hey!
What? Who said that?
I did.
Huh?
I'm down here, in the hay.
Oh. Well, who are you?
My name is,
Yes?
I can't seem to remember.
Well then, what are you?
Oh, I'm
Yes?
Can't seem to remember that either.
Well, what are you doing in this haystack?
That's easy. I was looking for,
You can't remember.
no. Sorry.
How long have you been in there?
Let's see. It couldn't be longer than,
Yes?
3, maybe 4 weeks?
Weeks?
Yep.
Pardon me for saying, but you sound as if you have a bit of a cold.
Yes. It's all this hay. It's giving me hay fever.
Is that something, or is that just fluff? I've got a feeling it's fluff.
Maybe you should do something to help the occupant first. After all, you don't want to get sneezed on while searching the haystack.
Helping the occupants.
The head of the mallet is made of iron. It has a long wooden handle. The yellow flower. It is a lemon. Its juice has a bitter taste. The diamond and sapphire earrings are very delicate. Each earring has a large sapphire surrounded by glittering diamonds.
The two thoughts that I've got are, firstly, maybe we need to find a needle and insert it in there. Or secondly, we find something to help with his cold. Or their cold, I should say. I don't know who that is. We have a town here. What the hell is this?
This stylized symbol positioned above the entrance represents the township of Kalima.
That is straight out of the intro.
The sign reads, Kalima. The only means of entering the town are currently open. You have arrived at the town entrance of Kalima. The sickly line of trees to the west form the edge of the swamp.
I'm not going to go into town just yet because I would like to fill in the rest of the gaps on my map. Hopefully the map is not that much larger than what I'm looking at right now. So I don't believe I can go west on the next screen either. I'm trying, but it's not letting me. Okay. Just writing down haystack on the map. We have the town sign here. I suspect if I go left and then up, I'll start running into the edges of the poison swamp. If indeed I can go north here. I'm pretty sure I can. A pumpkin patch?
Bushes abound in the forest. Bushes, many trees, You are traveling through Weirwood Forest. This area is quite pleasant and relaxing during the daytime. To the west, you can see where the forest ends and the meadows begin. The way east is blocked by heavy foliage and trees.
I believe we can go north. We can definitely go west.
This pumpkin is somewhat larger than the others in the patch. A patch of orange, healthy-looking pumpkins is growing in this secluded little area of the forest. You look for a nice, large pumpkin to take from the patch.
Hey, watch it!
Oh, sorry. I was not aware you could talk.
Likewise. Anyway, be careful where you're treading. You're spoiling the good soil by standing so close. And I got 8 kids to feed.
You glance at the smaller pumpkins. These must be her children.
I count 7.
I only count 7.
Yeah, well, I had 8. Then some strange man who spoke even stranger came by. He claimed to be a horticle. Claimed to know a bit about plants. I let him take a look at my little darlings. Anyway, before I knew it, he'd gone and pinched one of my babies. Took off towards the town, he did. Of all the naive. Just because we're plants doesn't mean we don't deserve any respect.
I am sure that is true.
That accent, though.
Pardon me for asking, but how did you come by the ability to talk?
With a question like that, I might ask you the same.
I was only...
I don't take it personal. That old witch Agatha cast a spell on me so I could guide her precious possessions.
Hagatha?
Yeah, she's the old bag who lives in that cave to the west. You know her type. Green warts, pointed ears, cannibalistic, doesn't put her trash out. Just your stereotypical evil old crown.
She sounds pleasant. You mentioned something about guarding Hagatha's precious possessions.
At least, what she considers precious. I reckon they're anything but. Mind you, I have my doubts about Hagatha's legitimate ownership of this stuff, if you know what I mean.
What sorts of items does Hagatha wish you to guard?
The usual vanities. All useless in my opinion. But what would I know?
How can you... You know what, I'm not even going to ask.
The mother pumpkin looks distressed. You decide not to interrupt her at the moment. The mother...
I love the way we were trying to steal a pumpkin and she's like, yeah, someone stole my pumpkin. And you're like, yeah, I agree, that's terrible. Good stuff. Something about Hagatha, but I didn't quite catch all that. The ducks. So, assuming the baby duck is related, it is 1 screen to the left and 2 screens down. Or at least I think they're ducks. That looks more like a swan to me.
A beautiful, majestic white swan gracefully glides across the lake. This is the northwest corner of Weirwood Forest. Passage to the south is blocked by a plethora of large bushes and plants. To the west, you see the rear of some sort of cave. To the far west, you notice a path running north.
Okay, so the forest looks like it is 3 screens wide by 5 screens high.
The small pond is a beautiful feature in this part of the forest. You imagine a variety of bird life would find this a very suitable place to travel for the breeding season. This water doesn't look clean enough to drink, and it's not deep enough to dive underneath the surface.
That looked like something there, but it's not.
It feels fine. You don't want your hand pecked, do you? Mother swans are known to be very protective of their young. The baby swans do look fluffy and soft to hold. However, the resulting peck you'd receive from their mother makes you reconsider the wisdom of interfering. Not an ideal place to relax. It would be fun to climb. It would be fun. Not an ideal.
Okay, at the moment I don't think there's anything we can do here. Unless I can walk into the lake and have a chat to the swan. Nope, the swan has not swanned up to us. This should take me to the back of Hagatha's cave. I think. If I go south, this should be where we met, no, that was the rock. Yeah, that's the back of Hagatha's cave there. 100%.
The rear of a cave dominates this area. To the east, the darker expanse of weirwood forest begins. A smattering of rocks lies at the rear of the cave. A log lies on the ground, apparently forgotten by whoever cut it from the nearby stump. A tree, now not much more than a stump, has presumably been reduced to its present size by a woodcutter. As it is heavier, denser, and larger than yourself, trying to move it would not be such a clever thing to do.
What about the log?
You look under the log, but find nothing. It was a good idea, though. You are past picking up rocks. Besides, there is no treasure-hoarding giant in these parts. Though you feel a sense of unease from the area directly to the west, everything feels fine here. It would be fun to swing on the tree, but you have better things to do. A big leafy tree grows well, even at the rear of this cave. You pick up the rock, throw it easily into the air, catch it deftly, and place it exactly where you found it. Then you wake up and carry on with your adventure.
Use your imagination, kids.
You are past picking. It would be fun.
Okay, looking at the map, I believe I can go north here. But then that might be it, unless I can go further to the right. I can totally go further to the right. No, I can't go north here. So if I want to get to the swamp, I have to go around Hagatha's cave. That's a fair old run. Gonna go to the rock area, where I can pick up something there. I'm convinced that's a clue. This is where we met Possum, or Little Red Riding Hood. Hagatha's cave, which I don't know. Why? Yeah, okay, I get it. Enough.
As you near the cave,
Hopefully never to be seen again. Okay, so this screen here, I can go right for sure. I made a note of that. Can I actually go right though? I said for sure, but I don't know if that's for sure until I've actually gone right. I can't go right, can I? I go right over here? I can. Can I go north from here? I cannot. Okay, we're making our way towards the swamp.
this is a dreary, oppressive swamp. Everything here seems to be growing near foul-smelling water. Very little light manages to filter in through the thick canopy-like leaves from above. Large, gnarled trees spiral up from the ground. A tree lies half-submerged, having long ago succumbed to the poisonous waters of the swamp.
Is this a dead end?
This is a large, two small rocks lie on the ground in this area of the swamp.
Can I have them?
While you seem to be having a lot to do with stones in this adventure, these particular two will not be of any help. These trees would not be easy to climb, and you have an uneasy feeling that they might not be as passive as they appear. It is too heavy to move or carry around with you, and climbing onto it would not be productive.
If I try going right, that's going to kill me, isn't it? Just like that.
You feel the poisonous water seeping into your skin. Its potency takes effect immediately, and you perish within seconds.
Can I drink the water instead? Maybe it's only poisonous if it touches my skin.
You feel the poisonous water.
Okay, I think this might be a dead end for now. Maybe the Grim Reaper / Dracula's apprentice will show up here later. So I don't see that we can go north. If I try going south, that should take me to the room behind Hagatha's cave. And that was blocked off. Okay, I need to redraw my map. Shit. Can I go south here? The fuck? How large is this swamp? Apart from, you know, very large. Alright, so I am clearly going to need to redraw my map. Let me just take a photograph of what I've got now, and what I'll do is I'll try and map out the swamp on a new page. Right, starting here, I can go south. And then it looks like I can go in a bunch of different directions here. Can I go back this way? No, look at that. I'm lost now, just like that. Wait. I went south, I went right. I then went left. I then went up. And that takes me... oh god. No, that takes me to a new area again. Shit. Is this randomized? I've got a horrible feeling this is semi-random. I'm going to need to find a compass or maybe attach that stake to a string to try and find my way out of here. Alright, I'll keep poking around for now, but maybe I don't need to be here yet. Because yeah, when I did that first test, I went down 5 screens and then I saw this path leading to the left. That's terrifying. The game is basically not letting me map it out. I assume somewhere in here we're going to find Dracula's castle. As mentioned by the door, although he didn't identify it as Dracula's castle specifically. Somewhere in here, though, there's going to be a castle.
The dark water looks foul, and it reeks of something even fouler. You strongly suspect that it may be tainted by poison. The swamp continues further, in a direction you are no longer certain of.
I suspect I'm not supposed to be here yet. Let's get out of here and check out the town, because that is literally the last place on the map that I need to explore. I can't believe they brought that thing back, Jesus Christ. So, what do I have to work with here? We've got a pumpkin who wants its daughter or son pumpkin back, possibly in the town. Looking at everything else, that's it. We have a baby tree to the south. I don't know what we do with it, but it seemed very, very suspicious. I don't see anything else on the map that is jumping out at me. We've got a closed cottage, a closed church, a closed Hagatha's cave, and a closed treehouse. And I assume we can get into those later after certain events have triggered. As right now, I don't know what any of those events are. And I've got a bunch of items in my inventory, which, apart from the stake and the mallet, I do not know what we have to do with them. So, we've got a long way to go, I can see that very clearly. What's in town? Oh, wow.
You see a man bending over the fountain. He appears to be trying to retrieve something from it.
Are you a monk?
Aha! Got him.
What did you get?
Crystal clear water sparkles in the fountain. A few valueless pennies lie at the bottom that the merchant didn't bother taking. The clear sky adds to the scenic value of Kalima's small but open town. A tall statue of a man stands prominently at the entrance of town. It looks to have been placed here quite a number of years ago. The statue bears a plaque which reads, Count Kaldor, ruler and protector of Kalima.
Hey chat, what's an anagram?
The sign atop the store simply says, A. The door of the antique shop is your gateway to the priceless treasures beyond. Maybe.
There's the antique shop, okay.
The stylized windows in this town are lovely.
Are you my waifu?
The town continues to the east away, but you are not interested in what lies in that direction. A townsperson wanders the street. A townsperson wanders the street.
For a moment, I thought this person was going to mug the poor lady. Or myself.
The antique shop is located close to the town's entrance. A very wise move by the owner.
Angelina's Antiques. Angelina must have been the name of the lady from the previous game, but I don't think we saw that.
You have entered the town of Kalima. What a charming place. Residents, farmers, and merchants make their way to and fro along the paths. A statue has been erected here, and many stores line the road to the east and north. Two buildings in particular catch your attention, the antique shop and the town library. A tall the style. You have two buildings. A small pumpkin sits in a bowl nearby.
Aha.
This horse must have skipped lunch. The horse doesn't belong to you, Graham. Just leave it be. You'd never speak to a horse, of course.
Of course, of course.
You'd never speak to a...
Are you the horticulturist?
Greetings, merchant.
A visitor arrived new, no? A sense I possess for these things. Need you have for my wares of great specialty?
What wares do you sell, good merchant?
For yourself, behold them.
You look over the merchant's wares of great specialty and quickly reevaluate them as junk.
You seem to have quite a selection of, well, quite a selection.
A keen eye have you. In an item or two provoke interest, I might?
A daunting task. Rather, by all means.
This I have.
You appraise the object he holds up to you. It is a simple shell, intricately fashioned into the shape of a comb. The workmanship is unlike anything you have ever seen.
Fascinating. Where did you find such a thing?
Oh, old it is. From ancient times descends. Valuable, without question. Royal property, former, to be sure.
You consider his story. Then you begin wondering which beach he found it on.
I still wish I had an owl to keep me company.
You could talk to yourself, but you already know what you're going to say.
Wait till King's Quest V, Graham.
If I were to, say, purchase the shell, what would it cost?
A trifle would you expend? 7 golds.
I fear that I did not bring any money.
Curiosity, I find, in one who travels but with nothing to barter brings.
Good point.
Might you trade the shell comb for something?
The merchant ponders over this for a moment.
Of value, many things are. Of fancy, only one I have.
And that is?
Pearls.
Okay, there we go.
You consider confronting the merchant about the theft of the pumpkin, but as a stranger in town, you don't want to cause a scene. Perhaps a more subtle approach is in order.
Yeah, I was more interested in the pumpkin. Not this shell.
You consider...
So I assume we can give him the pearl, and that'll give us the comb. As for grabbing the pumpkin, maybe we can cause a distraction with this horse. I'm not sure how though.
Would you be interested in this pearl?
What a ripper! This'll be worth a flaming fortune when I get home. Cheers, mate. Here's something for your trouble.
As the merchant hands you a beautiful shell comb, you wonder about his sudden change in speech.
Why did your accent just...
Once again, that accent.
What about me accent?
Mistaken, I fear you are. Deceived your senses have.
But
Jesus.
I could have sworn...
Our business we have concluded. Part now we shall.
Oh, never mind.
Interesting.
How ingenious! It's a shell which has been intricately fashioned into something resembling a comb. You admire the level of artistic skill that went into this simple grooming tool. This horse is only interested in eating those flowers.
And what would you know? I've got a flower.
Don't throw that. Don't. This horse. You can't. The baby pumpkin wants nothing more than to be back with its mother.
Can I talk to it?
You say a few words to the small pumpkin. To your astonishment, it replies.
Mama?
No. Sorry.
Mama?
No. Sorry.
You can't just pick it up while the merchant is watching.
Alright, what can we do about this fellow?
Good merchant, does this interest you?
Thanking you, but no.
This horse, the horse, you'd never.
What can we do about you?
These flowers aren't yours to pick. Besides, they look nice where they are. You can't, there's...
If we could get the bridle, maybe? I don't know if that's a thing or not.
There appears to be a sign on the door, but you need to get closer to read it. The door is plain and has a mail slot. It also has a sign posted on it. You read it.
The family of the deceased wishes to thank all who have expressed their condolences over the passing of their loved one. Frederick enjoyed life in literature and had an ever-present, if sometimes wicked, sense of humour. May his soul be at peace in the realm of the dead, and may its Lord judge him worthy of eternal happiness.
You also notice something sticking out from under the door.
Can I have it?
You can't quite get your fingers on whatever is visible under the door.
That maybe?
There's Making sure that no one is watching, you slide your thin blade under the door and draw out what appears to be a letter.
Interesting.
It is a letter addressed to the resident of the town.
Pretty sure this is mail fraud, Graham.
You open the letter and read it. Dear applicant, please find enclosed the library membership card to which you are now entitled. The 5-year application process has concluded.
5 years?
And we are pleased to inform you that your status as a member of the town library is confirmed. Welcome to an exclusive group of patrons. Yours sincerely, Town Librarian. P.S. Please sign your name on the card to ensure validation.
How do we sign the card? That looks like a quill.
How ingenious. Nothing. no, 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 no. The merchant has a distinct out-of-town appearance and a get-out-of-town aroma.
Let me make another save, because I've lost my pearl. If I leave town and come back in, is he going to have disappeared? Right, can I go north?
The town continues to the north away, but you are not interested in what lies in that direction. The town continues to the east away, but you are not interested in what lies in that direction.
That might be it for the extents of the map. Alright, so can I go inside and sign the library card? Okay, well this place is absolutely terrifying.
The town library of Kalima is not much more than a room packed full of books. You would imagine there to be quite a lot of interesting reading to be done here, if only you had the time to do it.
We have 24 hours.
Presumably, these pull-out drawers contain an index card system for locating books. Perhaps you should leave locating books to the librarian. Piles of... As you watch the pendulum swing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you feel a bit lightheaded. A rather plump and stern-looking woman is seated behind the desk. Every so often, she glances away and appears to lose her train of thought. The monotony of being a librarian must be getting to her. The library's front desk looks plain yet functional, much like the person sitting behind it.
Come on, game. Ah, that quill.
It is a simple quill standing in its ink pot.
Can I borrow it for a sec?
What are you doing?
I was just...
Don't!
It is not meant to be inserted into anything.
What are you doing?
I was just...
Don't!
Signing my card.
Will you accept this?
No,
Why not?
it has not been signed. What are you doing?
I was just...
Don't!
Can I sign the card, please?
May I help you?
Yes, I was hoping to enrich my knowledge of this fair land by way of perusing your historical texts.
My, that was well put.
It was.
No,
Not terribly effective, though.
Pardon me, perhaps I was not clear?
you were.
Then may I...
No,
Why can't I?
you are not a member.
Well then, can I become a member?
No,
I can, but there's a 5-year waiting list.
Why can I not become a member?
we already have far too many members. It's difficult to keep track of everything.
How many members are there?
2.
You and the person holding the card.
If I may inquire, who are your 2 members?
You may not. Neither the Count of Kalima nor the elderly gentleman who lives next door would approve of my divulging that information to you.
Ah, thank you anyway.
Thank you, ma'am.
You mentioned the Count of Kalima is a member of this library.
Yes.
Have you seen him recently?
The librarian looks at you strangely.
No.
Is there any way I might meet the Count?
Yes.
How?
Die.
I've got no response to that. Jesus fuck.
I would have to die to meet the Count?
Depends.
On what?
Your importance.
And if I am important?
Then you might be fortunate enough to be buried on his estate.
Who is buried on the Count's estate?
The counts?
Counts.
Aha, past Counts, of course. Anyone else?
Yes.
Who?
Him.
Pardon? Do you mean the Count is dead?
The librarian decides to avoid your gaze and seems disinclined to speak further with you on the subject. The librarian seems disinclined to speak further with you.
I mean, assuming it's the same person, then we know that they're alive, so to speak. Did the townspeople know about this? I assume so.
You have no desire to stop the clock.
I have a desire to distract this lady so I can grab this thing and sign the card.
You would not know where to start. You would not know where to start. Perhaps the librarian could be of help here. Not a good idea. Doing so could result in any number of consequences. All of them bad. Perhaps you should... You're kidding, right? Not even Mary Poppins could clean this mess up. They are a tad too heavy to move about. You're kidding. You would not know. You would not... Don't worry. The library is not going to go anywhere. You think the librarian would not approve if you were to be using her ladder. That is not one of the ladder's intended uses. The ladder provides access, when needed, to the upper shelves. It is a simple quill standing in its ink pot.
I really need that quill to sign this card.
The librarian has no interest in that.
I've actually forgotten what was on the fly.
You smooth out the torn and tattered paper and read.
Okay, that was the dude with a very strange accent outside. He's sort of switching between what sounds like stereotypical Indian and stereotypical Australian.
Piles upon pile.
So at the moment, I don't think there's anything we can do in here. What about the antique shop? Is the antique shop open?
The door of the antique... The door is locked. A sign next to it reads, "Open from noon till sunset." The sun's position in the sky indicates it is currently midday. The owner must not be an early riser.
The church has a similar sign regarding times. Okay, we've got a day-night cycle, although I assume it's not a real day-night cycle. It's just going to progress when we do certain events. Alright, so I have a problem. I don't know what to do now.